I'm Tori.
And I'm Karen.
But we just call her Mom.
And this is your comfort coming of age podcast.
For all the times that you just need to call your mom.
We talk about everything from how to host a dinner party to what books we're reading and current events to do you just ever feel old enough?
This podcast is how to adult from two perspectives with lots of family banter along the way. So join us as we navigate life for the very first time and as my mom and I grow up together. This podcast is for everyone, whether you have a great relationship with your mom or a strained relationship, maybe you're missing a relationship, your mom might have passed. My mom is now your mom, and she's all of our mom. And this is for when you just need to call your mom. Hello, Mom.
Hi, Tor.
Oh, me with the British accent once
She's
again.
popping in like Mary Poppins there.
Mary Poppins. That was like one of the movies that was always on repeat.
It was. You guys liked that one.
My movie was The Aristocats.
Yes, you loved that one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think you liked that white cat with
loved that cat.
Yeah, with the jewels on, very exotic.
Yeah, I loved that
fancy cat.
Which is so funny because I'm not a cat person now. Like, it's really just because I'm allergic to cats.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
Since when?
Always.
You were not allergic to the cat we had when you were growing up.
Maybe I was. Maybe that's why him and I didn't get along.
I don't think that's it.
No, I really actually am. Like, anytime I'm around Lindsay's cats,
really?
My eyes just like go wild. Yeah.
That was not a factor when you were growing up. That's weird.
Skipper was fine.
With all his long orange and white hair. Anyway, yeah.
And Maddie liked Jungle Book.
Jungle Book, Bungle Book.
Bungle Book.
Bungle Book. Yeah, you guys had your favorites, and then it was all the Toy Stories, and I mean, then you got into all the princesses, all the Cinderellas. And
yeah, was Cinderella my favorite?
I think Cinderella was yours, and we didn't actually own that one. We borrowed it from the Schusters.
Yeah.
And when they moved,
which is so funny.
I know they have boys, and they had Cinderella, and we didn't have it. And when they moved, we gave it back, and then you didn't have it anymore. You were sad.
You gave it back to them?
They asked for it back.
They did?
Yeah.
Who do you think watched it?
No one. But you did watch it when we went up there to their house in New Jersey. But anyway.
Anyway, we're back at the beach.
Here we are.
It's every week. It's like, where are we?
Yeah.
You know, what scenery are we going to be in? But we're back at the beach. I actually just got off of the beach. Still I'm screened up. I still have sand all over me.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that into the house.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to.
I know. You had a good day on the beach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just wanted to work from the beach today. So I brought my phone. I pretty much did everything on my phone. There's some things that I couldn't do that I'll just do tomorrow.
Yeah.
On my laptop, but because it's 5:14, it's way too late.
Oh, the workday's over.
Yeah, it's so far over.
Yeah.
And also no one wants a text from me right now. Everyone else is done too.
Right.
So I'm just being courteous to everyone.
Yeah. Business day is done.
Done.
Yeah.
Donezo.
Absolutely.
There's a hair jabbing me in the mouth, and I think I just got it. So. Okay, so everyone wants to know how the party went.
The party was good. I was dreading it. Not dreading interacting with those people. They're all my friends, and I love hanging out with them. But the process of hosting a party that turned out to be, 14 adults?
Yeah, there were a lot of people.
And then you and a lot of the girls got involved, and so there were 6 or 7 kids, not kids, but young adults. On the inside of the house, and we were outside. It was a lot of fun, but it was chaos.
Mm-hmm.
It was chaos. We hardly had any food left, which I guess is good. You don't want a ton of leftovers.
Big success.
Yes, it was a big success.
It was
good.
A lot of fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. And Dad was so funny because, adults when they drink are funny because you guys go from 0 to 100 so fast.
We do.
And so it was 10:30. Everyone comes in the house singing at the top of their lungs. And then someone was calling an Uber and they said it was 6 minutes away. So Dad was like, oh, perfect. You have time for another story. And Dad was just telling them a story.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
You know what we ended up doing? Around all of us were sitting around the outside table. So there were 12 of us by the time the night wore on, sitting around this outside table. And we had a playlist going on Spotify. On the Sonos. And so John, who always likes to DJ any event that he's at, he likes to take over the music. He logged in to our Sonos and he started playing songs. But then what he would do is he would pass his phone around and say, everybody pick like your favorite song from high school or whatever. So it would go around the room, and don't tell anybody what it is. Just everybody listen to this song. And then the next one you put yours on, and everybody gets to reminisce about their song. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that's a great
So
party
it went
game.
around the table probably 3 or 4 times. So first was high school, and then it was, your favorite song from, whatever, your early dating years or whatever. And then just your all-time favorite song, blah, blah, blah. And that's when you're on the spot trying to think of it, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure.
But it really was fun to hear how everybody went into their song choices. So we had a huge variety of stuff, everything from the 70s and 80s and newer stuff. And then, of course, your father. Everyone's like, oh, it's going to be fish. It's going to be fish. No, he throws down gin and juice by Snoop Dogg. Just to liven things up in the party crowd. It was
That's
just
so him.
It of course it was so him. It really was fun.
That's so fun.
So that's a good way to just keep everybody entertained when you're just sitting around a table.
Agreed. So it was a great party.
It was a good party.
But then Dad was like out for the rest of the weekend.
Yes, he
overdid it.
Not
drinking
right,
wise.
not drinking wise, but with his condition.
Well, for those that don't know, he has like arthritis or PMR or something.
Yeah, it's a rheumatic autoimmune disease that he gets really, really stiff and sore when he overuses his muscles.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't think that a barbecue would make you overuse your muscles, but between, carrying cases of water up and downstairs or cases of beer and 20 pounds of ribs down to the smoker and setting up the cornhole and playing cornhole, and he was down for the count for the next 2 days.
Which he was sad about. He was definitely bummed.
Yeah. Because we would have gone out on the boat on Sunday, and he couldn't even move his wrists.
Yeah, his wrist was huge. He looks like a Hulk.
Yeah, he was all swollen and puffed up. So
yeah, but he's feeling better.
Much better. We're figuring it out,
which is nice.
Yeah, but it was good. Party was
good.
Party
was really good. And in addition, because my dad was down and out, we ended up not going to the basement yard.
Right.
And also because Maddie didn't come to town, but Maddie did.
Oh my gosh, the cutest things. Maddie just sent this to Tori and me. She sent us a little package, and she's a big crocheter. It's a Kindle holder.
How cute is that?
It's a little Kindle jacket. It's just the cutest thing. Like, that was so thoughtful to know that we both are Kindle girls.
Yeah.
And so she sent that to us.
Yeah, it's so thoughtful and so practical because my Kindle has scratches all over it. Yeah. So thank you, Maddie.
Yeah, absolutely. It's adorable. Set up your Etsy shop and we'll tell everyone.
Yeah, seriously.
Them. I mean, those are so cute. It's a really good idea. But anyway.
Yeah. But we had a fun weekend. Well, Friday night was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, we just hung out.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything too crazy.
Right.
You guys laid low. Same with Sunday. I was so tired on Sunday.
Yeah, it was just, I think I was napping on and off all day too. Mm-hmm. I think we did manage to go to the beach a little bit on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday we did end up going to the beach. And then we got Hank's.
We did get
Hank's has the
good cheesesteaks.
Best cheesesteaks. Seriously, ever. If you ever want the best cheesesteak that Philly has to offer, drive down to Seattle City and go to Hank's.
Well, I mean, that's the favorite one that we found so far in Seattle. Not like we've tried them all, but that is by far our favorite.
It's the best in Philly, for real.
I think you find good ones at the Reading Terminal Market.
Yeah,
too.
for sure. But Hank's is just so insanely good. It's so insanely good. Saturday night, there was a line at the OD, which is a bar, the Ocean Drive. It was wrapped around Patty's. It was a 20-minute line. I was like, I'm not waiting in that. I don't know. I think it was because Patty gets out at 11, so then everyone goes from Patty's to the OD.
Oh, you just happened to see it right at that time. I think there's a line most weekend nights.
I'm not, I have dignity. I'm not waiting in it.
I know.
So I went out and saw it, came right back home.
Yeah, I get you. So you can say, I was at the OD.
Yeah, that's also why I was
for
tired
5
on
minutes.
Sunday, because I had to go look at the line and then come home. So I was like, I'm not doing that.
You went out to dinner Saturday, right?
Yeah, I went out to dinner. I got tacos. That was really nice. It was just a pretty chill weekend. It was really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of riding on the beach. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's what it's for in the summer.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, exactly. And then this weekend, I'm going home to Phoenixville 6-year anniversary.
I know, 6 years. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Really long time. So A lot of good things. I feel like there's like not much that happened this week though since we
No.
last recorded.
No, that's true. We didn't have a whole lot. I mean, the party was the biggest thing on the horizon.
Yeah.
And we made it through that, had a good time.
I keep holding back a yawn.
Go ahead, get it out. Now you're going to make me yawn.
Oh, sorry. It's just I just got off the beach and like
it takes it out of
the
you.
beach makes you so tired. So if I yawn, it's not because I'm bored. I'm just like sun drained.
You have to drive home. You're going to need a cup of coffee.
No, because then I won't be able to sleep. But once I shower, like I just haven't showered yet. Once I take a shower,
That's true.
I'll wake up and then I have to pack. So like,
Speaking of caffeine,
packing.
that was my mistake on Friday.
Why?
Like, I don't drink caffeine.
Oh yeah.
And I was drinking the Surfside iced teas, peach iced tea or regular iced tea. I don't know how many of them I had. A lot, apparently. And had no idea that they each have 35 milligrams of caffeine in them. So there I am shooting 3 cups of coffee at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, whatever it was. And I'm staring at the ceiling trying to go to sleep. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, I could not sleep.
It is crazy that they have caffeine in them.
Well, it's tea. So, I mean, I only drink decaf coffee or drink decaf tea. So I never drink caffeine.
Caffeine really affects you too.
It does.
There was one time we were in Boise and my mom was drinking Captain and Diets.
We talked about this
we
last
did?
time, I think. Yeah, where I was just an idiot.
She was wired.
Yeah.
Like she was wired.
Yeah. I used to drink Captain and Diet a lot. Like that was kind of my go-to drink 15 years ago. But yeah, I'm much more sensitive to the caffeine
We just
now.
need CFDC.
Right, which is what we do. Caffeine-free Diet Coke. Bars don't have that,
Speaking of
though.
which, have you ever heard of a dirty Diet Coke?
With olive juice?
No.
Okay, well, that's what a dirty martini is. Okay, what's a dirty Diet Coke?
Ew.
Okay, what is it?
I think it's a Diet Coke with, well, you won't like it, coconut cream
Oh, no, I won't like it.
and lime.
Okay.
I think it sounds really good. And then I asked Maddie if they have swigs out by her, and she says that they do. Do you know what a swig is?
No, I don't.
It's like a soda. It's like a coffee shop, but just soda.
Okay.
And they put like syrups and like creamers in it.
Oh, like an old soda fountain? Like old-timey... Okay, never mind.
What would they do with old timey soda fountains?
Where they'd mix the Coke syrup and the carbonated water, and you make your Coke right there at the...
Yes, similar, but like they'll start with like a Dr. Pepper, and then
Okay.
they'll put stuff in the Dr. Pepper.
Oh, so it's a regular soda to start with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Swigs, never heard of it.
Yeah, swig.
Swig. Is it a franchise?
Yeah,
I mean-
but it's like a Utah thing because they don't drink coffee.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So they have
Gotcha.
swig.
gotcha.
So it's like their soda.
Has she been to one?
No, but I asked her to go. She hasn't been yet, but I
Okay.
want to try one. But then I was talking to Kate O'Brien, and she was like, well, carbonated creamer sounds horrible. I'm like, you're so right.
I suppose.
Like, what would
Yeah.
happen to the carbonation if you put creamer in it?
I don't know. But people drank like milk and Pepsi was a thing.
Ew.
Yeah, Maddie drinks her Diet Coke. She likes to put creamer in her Diet Coke.
Yeah, I think because Drake taught her that, and Drake's from Utah.
Okay, that's cream and carbonation.
I know, that's my question. It's like,
It probably flattens it out a little bit, but you'll still get a little of the tingle from the bubble.
I think
It's
it
a
would be
fascinating
good.
conversation.
I think it would be good.
Well, then let's try it.
Okay.
No, I don't want coconut cream though. I don't want coconut anything.
I know you don't like coconut.
I don't.
I do. She doesn't like watermelon or coconut,
Correct.
which we love.
I know, kind of weird. Well, my mom doesn't like coconut either, so I never had it growing up because she wouldn't put it in anything. She couldn't stand it. Works for me, 'cause I don't like it.
So anyway, that was our week. Anything like we're forgetting?
No, it was kind of dull.
Yeah, I slept like all day yesterday. Well, not really, but as soon as I could sleep, I
Yeah.
did.
I just read. I mean, Daddy was in this chair all weekend because he
Right.
was not feeling well.
Sorry, really good.
Yeah. We're on our new phase of our gym program.
You are. I'm not.
Well, you would be.
Right,
I just...
but I'm not.
The days that I missed, I just skipped over, and now I'm on phase 2. I shouldn't have. I guess I should have stayed in phase 1.
I stayed in phase 1.
Did she send you your phase 2 yet?
Yeah.
Okay. You just haven't done them yet.
No, because I want to finish phase 1.
Okay.
Seeing it through.
Gotcha. Okay. So we went to the gym today.
We went to the gym today. Super crowded, our cute little gym.
I know. It really was crowded.
Good for them.
I know. Everybody's in their health era. Whatever. You always make fun of how I say
No, I don't make
things.
fun of you.
You do.
No, I don't. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just correcting you. Speaking of which, Dad said niche.
He did.
Oh, by the way, guys, we're going to bring Dad on soon, my dad, on soon to defend himself.
Yeah, because we do spend a lot of time kind of
slandering his name.
Belittling him.
No, we don't belittle him.
Okay, you're right. Better word.
We speak lovingly of him. He just likes to be talked about.
He does like to be talked about. I don't think he's offended by any of it.
Not at all. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. All right. What's your book rec?
Let's see. What did I read this week? I forget what my book rec was.
I can tell you.
Yeah, tell
it's
me.
Every Summer After.
Oh, yes. Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. Very cute book.
So cute.
Really, really sweet book. Highly recommend. I saw it on TikTok. It was a guy, TikToker, talking about it.
Oh.
And he said that was one of his top picks of the year so far.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'll check it out. I was intrigued. But anyway, so I read it. I really enjoyed it.
Are you going to read the others in the series?
Yeah, I think I want to now because they're very cute.
That's the one where like they were kids, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's so cute.
And there's 2 boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good book.
Did you predict what the twist was?
I think I did.
Yeah, it wasn't groundbreaking.
No. Wasn't groundbreaking. And to be honest, I wasn't sure I'd be able to get past that.
I wouldn't be able to.
No. But yeah, it made me think about that a little bit. Like, am I so shallow that I couldn't get past that?
No, I wouldn't be able
but
to. But
I don't think I could do that.
I think it's weird.
Yeah.
Like, even if you can get past it, it's still weird.
Really weird.
Really
You'll
weird.
see what we mean when you read it. Anyway.
Yeah. So there was that.
Good book.
And then you wanted to talk about the staying inside that you saw that Brand Flakes posted.
Oh, the Brand Flakes TikTok. Yeah, where
he's a Philly guy, you know.
I know. And I think we've talked about him before. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what his name was, but I had seen his posts. But he had a post that said he just feels really attacked in the summer. Every time somebody's like, oh, it's a nice day, you should go outside. And he's like, what if I don't want to go outside? What if I want to stay in the air conditioning? Like, why is that so wrong? And I agree with him 1,000,000%.
Because you like to stay in the air conditioning.
I do like air conditioning. I don't like going outside because I sweat at the drop of a hat. It's not fun. It's not comfortable. I'm in my menopausal era. And I don't love being out in these hot, humid days. So I'm totally fine staying inside.
Yeah, I get it.
And it is a beautiful day. I can acknowledge it. I can enjoy it through a window. It's great.
It just depends what day you catch me on. Like today, I just woke up and I was like, I just want a beach day.
Yeah. And I do that too. I mean, there are days when I do that and it's great. And I will say the month of June down here was beautiful. Mm-hmm. I was outside all the time because it wasn't this hot, sweltering crap.
Right. It was so
nice. So I was outside all the time.
I will say though, this summer, there have not been a ton of days where it's unbearable to be outside. Like a few days in the past summers, you walk out at 7 a.m. and it's 95 degrees and like 100% humidity or whatever.
Don't even want to be there.
It's crazy. There haven't been that down here. Like at home, there have been that, but it hasn't hit us here.
Yeah, we've been lucky.
Yeah, like even today on my beach walk, I was a little chilly.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
It was really nice. So yeah, I get what you're saying.
That's all.
Just remember this when you're freezing cold.
I don't mind being cold.
I know.
And I really enjoy being inside in the cold too. Some people are like, oh, it's great out. It's nice and crisp. And
no.
Fine, go ahead. But.
Oh my God, there's nothing more I hate being cold. And I will always every time I get out of the shower and I'm cold and it's like that bone chilling cold. Oh God, I get so mad. I'm like, I hate this.
I'm the other way. I'd rather be cold than hot. When you're cold, you can always put something else on. when you're hot, you just sit there and melt, and I freaking hate it. I'll take cold over the heat any day.
I'd rather take the heat.
Yeah, I know. I'm the anomaly in the family, but yeah, I like it colder. Anyway.
Okay, our recipe this week is inspired by this Costco salad did you get it for the party?
Yeah, I got it for the party, and then people brought so much stuff I didn't end up putting it out.
So then we just ate it.
So I saved it, and I was like, we ate it the next
delicious.
day. Yeah. And they at Costco, you know, they have the pre-made big tubs of salad or pasta salad or whatever. This was a green salad, but they called it a celery and grain salad, which I thought was a weird name.
It definitely had celery in it.
Yeah, it had celery. It had kale. It had quinoa in it. It had
Raisins, chickpeas, walnut, almonds.
No protein or anything. And then it came with an apple cider dressing, a packet. So I tossed it all together. It was absolutely delicious.
It was so good, and it got us inspired to make our own chopped salad.
Some
for
sort
the
of
summer.
chopped salad.
So I make my mom create a recipe from her noggin.
Yeah, which I haven't done yet.
I haven't done as of the recording of this episode, but check on our Instagram because we'll make it. But we're going to do a street corn chopped chicken summer salad.
Yes. With a bunch of other stuff in it.
So excited.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Well, it does need some sort of grain base, I think.
Yeah. Couscous would be delicious.
Yeah, like the pearl couscous would be really good. I actually was thinking I'd probably use that.
Slay.
Or we could do a like the yellow rice, the Mexican yellow rice. That could be the grain base. Good. Like that would be good too. And then I'll definitely get some corn and cut it off the cob, and I'll roast it so that we get the nice, charry flavor.
Oh my God, yum.
Obviously some tomatoes and avocado and probably some cotija cheese, and we'll figure it all out.
Just something like big and crunchy that we can meal prep to have for the whole week.
Yeah. Because
that was really nice, being able to reach in and this delicious salad, even days later, was still fresh.
Yeah. I think what I'll do is I'll put it in the mason jars though. Yeah. So that you get a serving at a time and it isn't so soggy. Good. So I'll have to come up with a dressing too. I'm not sure, maybe a cilantro cider vinaigrette of some sort or something like that. I don't know. We'll come up with something.
I'm excited to see what you come up with.
But it won't be till you're back. I won't do it till you're back after your weekend.
I'll be back Monday.
Yeah. So it'll be next week. If you're looking for the recipe, it'll be next week.
Like Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But today,
yes,
we are talking about my YouTube journey from my mom's perspective.
Right.
Because this is fitting for a few reasons. One, I posted part 1 of my entrepreneur journey that covered like YouTube to Stride on Monday on Manifest. Mm-hmm. And since I've posted that, I've been getting a lot of questions about like being on YouTube, like growing up on YouTube and stuff. Mm-hmm. But obviously, I was only allowed to do it because my parents were so cool with me doing it.
You were persistent.
Was I?
Yeah, you were. But you were really, we always joked, since you were a little kid, we always joked that you should be an attorney because you could talk us into anything. You were really good at talking your way into things and out of trouble. You were very skilled at that. So it was always kind of our running joke that you should be an attorney because you like to argue. But
which is funny because I don't like to argue.
No, but you were good at it. So when you came to us, when you were probably 6th, 7th grade, you started making arguments for why you should be allowed to wear makeup. Came first, and I would notice things are disappearing from my makeup bag and this sort of stuff, and then. We had to talk about that. And then finally it was like, and the video camera would disappear. You apparently were making all these videos just on your own and not putting them up anywhere. You were practicing. So then it came to, you said you wanted to make a video and put it on the internet. And we were like, oh my gosh. YouTube was a thing, but when was this?
This was 2011.
11. So this is a long time ago. YouTube was still kind of a baby thing in terms of individual creators. So we were like, okay, you had already discovered it and we're watching. You had your own favorite beauty gurus that you would watch and stuff like that. So you were very persuasive and you said, oh, you came to us like, it may as well have been a PowerPoint presentation because you were like, this is what I want to do. I'm not going to use my real name. I'm not going to I'm not going to wear anything from my school that shows where I go to school. I'm not going to say where I live. And, you had any thought, any reservation we would have had about our 12-year-old girl putting herself on the internet, you had an answer for. So we were like, okay. And the only rule we said was, you can't block us from watching whatever you post. If you don't want us to see it, then you shouldn't be posting it. And that was kind of the rule we made you live by. Same with social media. We were like, okay, because then you said, well, then I have to be on Twitter and I have to be on Instagram and I have to, all the stuff.
All at once.
Right. But it evolved into that.
Right.
For publicity and promotion and all this sort of stuff. So we were like, okay, but same thing, if we can't follow you, then you can't post it. So you were like, okay, that's fine. So it worked. You were very good about following the safety rules, which was our primary concern.
Well, yeah, there's weirdos on the internet.
Yes. And then when you would start to get comments and stuff, like most of your comments were good, but every now and then you'd get a creepy one. And I remember I would always go in and read all your comments. I'm like, who are these people that's looking at my kid? It was definitely a weird perspective from a parent's point of view.
Yeah, I believe that.
Just to be like, I'd see something and sometimes you'd say, yeah, that's creepy. I'm going to delete it. Or sometimes you're like, Mom, just let it go. It's fine. And I'd be like, I don't like people saying things like this about you or whatever, So it was fine. It was fine. But it was weird.
It definitely was weird. So when I first asked you to start YouTube, like, what did you think? Do you think it was cute? Did you think it was weird? Were you like, oh my God, my kid's going to be the weird kid at school?
No, none of those things. I thought that it was very adventurous of you. Like I said, at that time, this was still a pretty new thing. I thought it was pretty bold. And I thought, if you want to do this as a creative outlet, like unless you tell anyone it's there, no one's going to know it's there.
Right.
So I was like, it's not going to turn into anything anyway.
You thought that?
I was like, I don't know if anyone's ever going to see these things.
No,
just let her have her fun,
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet.
So it was just kind of like, oh, it'll be fine.
And then when did you start to see that like maybe it could be something?
I forget what number you hit, 1,000 or 10,000 followers, 5,000 followers, and you started getting calls from networks.
Well, do you remember the first brand deal that I got?
No.
That you negotiated?
No.
Neutrogena.
Oh God, was it?
Yeah. They said that they wanted to do, I was in 9th grade. And they said, and this was when Bella Thorne was on Disney Channel, and she was like the face of Neutrogena at the time.
Okay, right.
And they wanted me to do one video for, I think, $50.
Oh, okay.
And you negotiated with them.
I was like, no, not 50.
4 videos for $800. And they said yes. And I was like, I thought I was so rich. Like in 9th grade.
Yeah.
$800. Like that's a lot of money for a freshman in high school.
Especially because you were knocking out 2-3 videos a week anyway.
Yeah.
So you're like, I can do this in 2 weeks. Like, this is great.
Yeah. 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 So that's when networks are who like Style Hall.
Style Hall. That was who it is. I was trying to remember who it was.
Yeah,
Style Hall was coming after you. And I remember they sent over a contract and I was looking, it's like they wanted to freaking own you. They wanted rights to all your videos and everything. I'm like, no, she owns this stuff. No, we're not doing that. I do remember going back and forth with them over the terms of whatever contract you were going to sign.
They did like nothing for me. Style Hall.
No. And we did sign with them, or you did sign with them, but I had to sign too because you were a minor.
Yeah.
And I think they wanted it 3 years. And I'm like, no, 1 year. We'll see where this goes, whatever. And it was fine.
You're the ultimate momager. Like you were Kris Jenner before.
Oh, stop. I was just trying to look out for you because you're a kid. They're
Yeah.
literally going to take advantage of you.
Yeah, I am just a kid.
Yeah.
And then we used to go on trips together all the time, like before YouTube really started taking off for me.
Yeah.
And that was always really fun.
Yeah, those were cute. Like I remember when we would go to IMATS in New York.
In New York, yeah.
IMATS was what? International Makeup Artists Trade Show.
Mm-hmm.
We would go to that and you just had a blast.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of independent YouTubers would go to those things. So you got a chance to meet up with other girls who were just like you from around the country.
Right.
And you made some good friends that way.
Yeah.
And it was nice to have people outside of school that shared this interest with you.
Yeah.
And it was things like that and trips like that that really ended up making more of a path for you. You made these great networking connections. I mean, you were networking, for crying out loud.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
But it was so fun. Like IMATS was really a lot of fun. Like we would buy so much makeup. I think we went to 3 IMATS before the one IMATS that like changed everything.
Right.
The one in LA.
Right. I think that's right.
And it was so fun. I would buy so much makeup because it was so discounted.
Yeah.
And I'd meet so many people. And it was so cool.
Yeah. It was fun.
And we would have fun. Like, because New York is so close to us.
Right.
So we would just
We would
drive
drive
up.
up.
We would stay overnight. We stayed at the Plaza.
No, we stayed at the Essex House right in
Oh my God,
Central
it was
Park.
So
It was
awesome.
great. Yeah. It was really
so much fun.
It was
yeah,
fun.
that was like a really fun trip.
And then BeautyCon was in New York.
Yeah.
Although that was later, I guess. BeautyCon came out.
Yeah,
of.
BeautyCon came like after. Like once, like to me, there's like a few eras of it, but like the first is like before it really took off,
Right.
and then after. So
Right.
this was still like before it really
Yeah.
started taking off.
Yeah, you went to one playlist before you took off, I think. And then the one in Orlando. And then I think the second one in Orlando was the one after the crazy
The LA
IMATS in LA.
yeah.
And then that was everything.
Yeah, the LA IMATS one was crazy because
Yeah.
we just went out like totally normal, and then I came home like a changed person,
A whole different
different
brand.
person. Yeah.
Yeah. That was kind of a pivotal weekend.
Yeah, that one was wild. And that's also when kids at school were like, oh, it was kind of cool. Because I was hanging out with like Peyton List that weekend. And she was still on Disney Channel at the time. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
It was cool.
It was good. Yeah. You're just the contacts you made there. I'm not trying to say you were using people, but it's like just being connected to some of the people that you met out there was really good for you business wise. And it opened a lot of doors. It was cool.
Yeah. And I also just think like that probably wouldn't be able to happen nowadays.
No, I don't
Like,
think so.
Yeah. Like it all was just so natural and organic.
It
and
was
just
very
like right
organic.
place, right time. And
Yeah.
just like it just things are so different now.
Yeah. And we're only talking 10, 12 years ago. I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah. When
that
was
long-
that? 2015?
Yeah, that was January of 2015.
No, January of 2014.
14
Yeah.
was that IMATS.
Yes, it was.
Because then 2015, we were out there for other stuff.
And 2014 is when Maddie Like I always think of when Maddie
Yeah.
graduated.
Yeah, that
Because
was her
my
senior
sophomore year really
Right.
things changed. And I started it in 8th grade. So it took 2 years of just like building it. And it was purely a hobby.
Right.
I mean, honestly, it was a hobby all of my high school career because obviously I was a full-time student for the most part.
Right.
And that's what I enjoyed it the most is when it was a hobby.
Yeah. When it became a job, it was
Less fun.
less enjoyable.
Less fun.
Yeah.
But what did you think? So my parents were really cool, obviously, about me like posting on YouTube, as you guys know. But they also let me make the spare bedroom in our house into a makeup and YouTube studio.
Your filming studio.
Yeah. Like, how'd you let me do? Well, I remember my argument. But do you remember my argument?
I remember, number one, we hardly ever had guests come and stay.
I think it was even the kid den at that
Yes,
time.
we had turned it into a kid den, meaning we put a couch in there and a TV in there, video games.
That's where Maddie would watch Jersey Shore.
Yeah, you guys would go hang out in there because I didn't let you have TVs in your room.
Right.
So that was our second floor, like kid hangout space. And it was fine for that. But then when you guys had friends over who were boys, I didn't really want the boys upstairs with you. So up in that den. So you would use the main family room. And I'm like, well, this defeats the purpose or whatever. So, or you'd go in the basement. I'm like, okay, whatever. so I was like, okay, that room isn't really being used for anything. It's fine. Let's turn it into your studio.
Interesting. I remember it differently
Why?
because Maddie was riding.
Well, yes.
And she could go to the barn for her hobbies.
Right.
So I said, could I have a room for my hobbies? Because Maddie gets to go to a barn for her hobbies.
Yes.
And
right.
you were like, yeah.
Yes. And that makes sense. And I remember Maddie then saying, she gets 2 rooms. She has her bedroom and then this room. And I said, yeah, you have 2 rooms too. You just have a horse living in one of them.
Yeah.
And it's at the barn. You have 2 spaces too.
Do you remember when we first started building that room and I wanted that vanity from PB Teen so bad?
Yes.
Like it was all I wanted.
Yeah.
There was this vanity that Elle Fowler posted of her makeup collection, and it is a gorgeous vanity. Like it really was so pretty. And it was all I wanted was this one vanity.
And that was for your 14th birthday or 13th birthday?
Probably 14. 14
you were just
sounds right.
dying for that thing.
It's like seriously all I wanted. And I remember I got home from school one day and Mom was like, I did a few things up in your studio. Do you want to go look at it? And I walked in. I didn't even see it. And I looked because it was to the right, which is when you walk in, that would mean it's right in front of you.
Yeah.
But I walked in. I looked to the left. I was like, oh, yeah, that looks really nice. And then I looked to the right and I was like, and that was my first picture on Instagram, me sitting on a couch and I took a picture in the vanity, and that was my first post to Instagram ever.
It?
Yeah.
That's cute.
I was obsessed with that vanity.
Well, that became the highlight of, that you spent more time in that room than you did in your other room, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
So then it became, then we had to paint it.
Yeah, that was so fun. I had the vanity and then I had my editing desk. I had my filming desk. And then I was also doing makeup for girls for prom homecoming, stuff like that. So then I had my client desk.
Yeah.
And then we had a built-in closet and we took the doors off and we put curtain rods over it. So that was my backdrop. We really made the most out of that room.
It was a great little room. And it was a tiny room. It was 10 by 10. It was not a big room.
Yeah.
But you made the most of it.
It was awesome.
It was a great
really
little
fun
space.
Room. It was right next to the bathroom. So I would wake up in my room, go shower in the morning and then go into my makeup studio. It was so fun. And when I had friends come over, we only ever hung out in the makeup studio. Yeah. It was so fun.
Yeah. It really was a good little space.
Yeah. And that's where I filmed all of my videos.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. You guys were the best.
Glad we could make it work.
Yeah, it was awesome. So when it started to pick up, what did you think of it then?
Well, then things started to get a little crazier. Instead of us, you were still under 18. So
yeah, I was 15.
Yeah. So I still was going on trips with you, which I'm grateful that I was able to do that I didn't have a job that I had to worry about at home. I could do what I needed to do with Daddy's work. I could help Maddie with the barn and then I could still go away with you. We were fortunate that it worked out. But in the beginning, we would go on these trips because you wanted to go and we would be like, okay, it's going to cost this much money. Can we do that? And yeah, okay. So we'd make it happen if we could. I think there were a couple times you were like, I want to go to this one in Florida or whatever. I'm like, we can't do that. There were a couple times I had to say no.
I don't remember those.
But it was also, whenever we could, we did. But then when things started to pick up and you started being an invited guest to all these, it was like, oh, okay. So then your expenses were covered, but I still had to fly myself down. You know what I mean? So that was all well and good. But so we ended up doing an awful lot of traveling. Mm-hmm. We were all over the place. Mm-hmm.
We were in Florida, Jersey, Florida. We were in Florida a lot.
We were in Florida a lot. We were in LA a lot.
Yeah, LA, Ohio.
You went to Texas. You did. Oh my gosh, yeah, you did the
London.
prom dress thing in Ohio. That was fun.
Yeah,
you had a lot of fun invitations. Mm-hmm. There were some cool trips that not necessarily great venues or whatever, but it's like, okay, negotiating this brand deal to do this prom dress thing. That was really fun. That was cool. Except for the weather.
Yeah, the weather was terrible. But that was a really cool experience. We ate at a Texas Roadhouse one of those nights.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
It was really good.
Yeah, so
Playlist Live was fun because you had friends.
Yes. I made a lot of friends with your YouTube friends, their moms came too.
Mhm.
So I made friends with them. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it was funny at the time. There were a couple of them that of course I knew who everyone was and I knew who their kids were,
Mhm.
but it didn't occur to me like how big on the internet some of these kids were.
Yeah, like Laurel.
Laurel, yes.
Yeah.
In particular, because you're friends with Tide, and Tide was just like you.
Troy's brother.
Right. He's
Yeah.
Troy's brother. He wasn't like big in his own right. But Laurel was the one. We're all sitting around drinking, and she posted a thing on Instagram or Twitter. She posted a picture of all of us and tagged all of us in it. And I remember Troy commenting on it, and I'm like, "Wait, Troy Sivan's commenting on my picture?" I was like, then I put it all together. I'm like, "Oh crap, that's right, Tide
Right.
and Troy," and like it just
Right.
it was funny.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I ended up being, and I remember we were at a beauty con somewhere, and you were doing, you were in a panel or a group of some sort, meetup group or something, and I was off to the side somewhere, and people started coming up to me.
Oh, really?
And being like, "Oh, are you Tori's mom? Can I get my picture
Oh my God,
with
that's
you?"
so
I'm
funny.
like, "Oh my gosh, what? Why?"
Wait, you got recognized too the other day from the podcast.
I did at your studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in there with Frankie, and somebody came in and said, "I have to say, I'm a little starstruck having Tori, Karen, and Frankie all here at the same time."
And Dad was there too.
And Dad was there too. She's like, "This is fantastic."
Yeah, it's so funny. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. It got like.
Anyway, it got a little crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, it was fun. And your YouTube was always manageable. Like I have to think if you had if any one of your videos had skyrocketed you out of the era that you were in, or the grouping of people you were in, things might have gotten really weird.
I didn't want it to get.
I know you
like
didn't.
that, because I remember there was a meeting that I think it was with Lisa or someone from Big Frame at the time.
Okay.
And I don't think it was Lisa. I think it was Megan.
Okay.
And she was like saying, "Oh, well, like I represent so and so, like really, really big
ones.
talent."
Yeah.
And she was like, "And you're like, I'm looking for one more person, and I want you to be it. And like, I can make you like this person. I can make you as big as this person." And I remember being like, "I don't want
Yeah,
that.
I don't think I want to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I saw like, I had some friends in the industry that were much bigger than I was.
Right.
And I saw what would happen. Like they couldn't go downstairs to the Starbucks without being mobbed, or they like were running in these social circles that were so high up and elite. And it was just like, it was just the life I didn't want.
Right.
So I always kind of held back from like really living up to my fullest potential on YouTube.
If you had really wanted to take YouTube to that level,
Yeah.
you could have gotten there.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't doubt that for a second, but I know even at the time you were already like, how many more makeup videos can I make? Like,
Well,
how many more,
yeah, it wasn't
things
that.
shift from makeup to lifestyle, and then you got into the whole fitness thing. And
Right.
Right. And off topic. But
But
anyway.
it wasn't that like I was running out of ideas with makeup. Like I did always love
Right.
makeup. It was just I didn't want to be this like influencer is now the word. At
Right,
the time
right.
that wasn't the word, but like I didn't want to be a famous influencer. Like that's not why I started
Correct.
YouTube. I was just having a lot of fun, and it gave me like really cool travel, really cool opportunities.
Yeah.
I made great money as a
Yeah.
kid, and like I met really cool people, got to do really cool things, like, and that
Yeah.
was enough for me,
Yeah.
you know. And then
really
the second,
interesting experiences. Like,
Yeah.
not stuff most people get to do.
yeah.
Really cool.
And then the second it became like all I had is when I stopped liking it as much.
Right.
And that's why I think any influencers now that like quit their 9-to-5s or whatever to pursue it full time, I'm always interested in following them loosely.
Yeah.
Of just like,
How's
are
this
they
working out
still
for you?
fulfilled?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's fair.
Yeah.
I just was going to say something now. I forgot what it was.
Sorry.
Hate when
What was your favorite trip that we took?
London.
Yeah, me too. London was fun.
London was great. I mean, it had a little bit of drama, but you were off doing your thing. I mean, you were 17 by that point.
So I
So
could drink.
You were a little older, and I felt confident.
Well, no, I guess I couldn't drink, but they don't. ID anyone in London.
It didn't matter. So yeah, we went to Nando's and you were
Yeah.
like, can I have a glass of rosé?
Yeah, and it was awesome. I got a glass of rosé, and when I went out to dinner with my friends, like we all got drinks, and that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, yeah, I know. It's when you're underage, it's really fun to be able to order a drink.
It
I
is.
know. It's good.
Yeah, London was cool. The only thing I wish we were there a little bit longer.
Yes.
Because that was my first time ever experiencing jet lag. So you and Jean were like, let's just go like bop around the town. So you guys like sight saw, you did a whole bunch of things. And I was like in bed sleeping the whole day because I was exhausted.
Yeah.
You guys were much better at the whole jet lag thing than I was.
Well, yeah, it was just a matter of you just got to do it. Maybe you were hungover too.
I was not hungover.
Could have been.
I absolutely was
I
not.
think some of your friends were.
Okay. Yeah, they definitely were. I was not.
I'm just teasing you. But no, that was fun because it was, you would go do your thing with your friends and Jean and I would go do our thing. And I remember I didn't even have didn't have an Apple Watch or whatever at the time, but I had whatever version of the iPhone that tracked your steps. Do you remember the nightmare too? We had to go to the Verizon store and get new SIM cards.
Barely.
Okay, that was just weird. But anyway, so it was tracking our steps. And I remember this one day we were up at like 35,000 steps.
Whoa.
One day because we walked everywhere. We walked like 10 miles around the city. Up, we walked to Buckingham Palace. We walked everywhere else. Like
that's really wild.
We walked everywhere.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
Really wild.
It was. We had a really good time.
So when I said to you in 11th grade, I wanted to switch to online school and then move to LA, you said yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why?
Well, because at the time, and you pitched it again.
Mm-hmm.
You were always pretty convincing. You said I've built this platform. I'm making good money. I don't know if I'm going to go to college, at least not right after high school. I don't know if I'm going to go directly after because I'm already making money. You know what I
had
mean?
no plans of going to college.
So it's just a matter of, I know I have to finish high school, obviously, but it's, what am I doing? I'm getting all these opportunities. And I think it was that a lot of your teachers were starting to give you shit for missing classes.
Well, yeah, I was missing a lot of school because I was traveling a lot. And there were a lot of times when brands, because I signed with a new network. So I was getting really big brand deals at the time. And
they would schedule a 10 a.m. meeting.
Yeah, they would schedule calls during the school hour or school days. And I couldn't I would try to switch them, but for some reason they weren't flexible with us being in school. And there were also a few instances when I got these much bigger brand deals that were like a lot of money. Still haven't seen any money like that since those days.
Right.
The demands of what they wanted was a lot higher and a lot higher in volume.
Mm-hmm.
So the work was not an after school hobby workload. Or the edits would be really extensively long. And I didn't have an editor. I didn't have anyone. It was all me doing everything.
Right.
So there would be some days where I'd have to miss school to film content or edit, or I would be collabing with Rachel or Julia, and they were college age, so they weren't in school or they were more flexible. So I was missing a lot of school without trying to, but I also didn't like school because I didn't see the point in school anymore because I was making way more than I would have been making out of college anyway, with an entry-level job. So I was like, what is the point of this right now?
Right.
And everyone was all of my YouTube friends were doing online school. I was the only one. Well, other than Brooke, Danielle, Kenzie.
Right.
My immediate, the girls that were the same size as me.
Right.
Were all, we were all still in school. But my friends, obviously they were my friends.
Yeah.
But this other circle of YouTubers that I was
they were all running way beyond that.
They all were in online school, and I was with the same management that they were, which is why my things were different.
Yeah. And why you were getting pushed all those bigger brand deals.
Right.
Their managers were, this is a business. They're making money off of you too. So.
Right. So it just got a lot to manage with school. So when I said, can I switch to online school? My plan was I want to be online school full time, move out to LA and finish school online.
And that decision came up quick. I
Yeah.
remember we were in London.
Yeah, we were in London.
In
That's why the London trip was short.
like the end of May, and then we came home, and it was almost Memorial Day, so I had to go into the office at school.
Yeah.
And withdraw you from school.
I was already withdrawn by London.
Were you?
Yes.
Okay, so that was right before.
Yeah.
So we just came home, packed up, had to get all our stuff ready for your online school, and 2 days later, poop, we were out to LA.
I was done at online school by the time I went to London. So because I had to transfer out by the fourth quarter.
Oh, you were already doing online school?
Yes. I had to transfer out by the fourth quarter of public school. And then I do a whole second semester of online school in the fourth quarter.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
But online school was honestly such a joke. It was so easy.
Yeah.
I was like leaps and bounds ahead of everyone.
Right.
Which is because, I was a smart kid, but I wasn't the best in school. Like I was high B, low A, whatever.
Right.
But I don't know. I was able to finish school before London. So I finished a semester in 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But the motivation to like do school was really low. I was just bored.
Yeah.
And then I didn't want to film videos as much because
Right.
I was home all day and like all my friends were at school. I was just bored. I was like,
yeah,
this
you were
is not
missing
fun.
the school aspect of school.
Yeah. I was like, this is not fun. Like
Right.
I'm not enjoying this.
Right.
And then when I moved out to LA, I was like, oh, well, this will fix everything and this will make it better. But it didn't, because once I got to LA and then YouTube was really the only thing that I was like doing, it was almost weird to be doing YouTube out in LA because LA was much more so about the lifestyle of LA and like going to parties and just like the whole LA scene. And then when we moved out there and you were about to fly home, I was like, you can't leave me. It's too far from me. It was way too far.
Yeah. Well, that was also, I'm glad that it worked out the way it did. I'm glad I had the flexibility to stay. So I wasn't staying with you, but I was 90 miles away? I was 2 hours away.
I was in LA. She was in Santa Barbara.
So, but we could get to each other, and we probably saw each other at least once a week.
Yeah.
So we were out there for 10 weeks?
Yeah, 10 weeks.
And then, I mean, you had planned on staying, and I was going to be done at the end of the summer once I got you moved into your permanent apartment or whatever, wherever you were going to be, because that apartment didn't work out so well.
Well, I wasn't planning on being there all summer. And I was only going to be there for the summer until the fall.
I thought you wanted to stay in LA. Or
Yeah,
you decided early.
No, not in that apartment. I was never going to be in that apartment.
Right, that's
forever.
what I mean. Like, as soon as, if you were going to stay in LA, I was staying out there to get you settled.
Yeah.
And then I would come home.
Yeah.
But after that summer, you're like, I don't want to stay in
Yeah.
LA.
Yeah. I wanted to go back to school. I wanted to like enjoy YouTube again, make it fun for me again. Right. So I did. So I re-enrolled back in school and then.
Yeah, I had to transfer your online credits and boop, she got straight A's. Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to get back in school and then I was still doing like the bigger brand deals, but that was when I really realized like I didn't want to be as
you didn't want to make
full-time.
YouTube a career.
Yeah.
And you did it all through your senior year. But I'm glad I'm glad you came to the realization that you're like, if I do this online thing, I'm going to miss prom. I'm going to miss like a lot of senior things. So I'm glad you came back and graduated from a real school.
Yeah, me
like
too.
a brick and mortar school.
Yeah, me too.
And then it was when you went off to college, you were like, I want to go to a big school. I want to be anonymous. I want to put YouTube on the shelf for a while. Like, I just don't, maybe a video a week.
Right.
I just don't even want to be, I don't want to be the YouTube girl at school.
But then I missed it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it didn't work. I mean, the sorority kind of forced it out of you.
Well, I don't know. It was like, I didn't like college. Well, that was also the thing. I never saw the point in college ever.
Yeah.
Like, I never saw myself, because I never could see myself getting a job that required a college degree.
Or like a 9-to-5, whatever.
Yeah. That was never going to be me. And I always knew that. So I just never saw the point in college. So I was like, okay, if I'm going to go to college, I'm going to do college.
Right.
And I was like, I'll just go to Penn State. I didn't get in Penn State.
Right.
Because I didn't prioritize grades all throughout high school because I had YouTube.
Right.
But I was like, oh, I have this really cool thing of YouTube. That'll get me into college. It didn't.
Right.
I think now maybe it would.
Yeah. Isn't that weird? Yeah.
But then it didn't. So anyway, I got into Alabama. So I was like, okay, that's like Penn State of the South. So I'll just go there. Didn't like it. I think I would have really liked Westchester, but same thing. Like I just would have been going for the experience, which I did get because some of my best friends went to Westchester, which is a school like by us. So every weekend I would go there. And, you know, I made friends with a lot of the girls there, a lot of the guys there. And I just had my own little college experience and I didn't have to pay the tuition.
Right. Yeah.
So that was fun. Like I got to like do my own thing.
Yeah. That's good. But I do remember you taking a break when you were at Alabama, a break from YouTube. And then you came home and you're like, I missed it.
I did.
I just wanted to do more. So you came home and got your condo and you did YouTube again.
Yeah. And that was my job until spin. Like that was always the plan, was like, I want to open a spin studio.
Right.
So I'll keep doing YouTube until I can afford to open up a spin studio.
And surprise. Yeah.
Here we are.
It worked.
So all in all, did you like that I did YouTube?
Yeah. I think it was really, I enjoyed spending that time with you. Being able to share that with you was really special. And I think it helped us develop a good relationship during some of those teenage years that typically are not so good between a girl and their mom, you know? Similarly with Maddie, when I wasn't traveling with you, still had another kid.
Right.
You know, I was home with her and doing the horse shows with her. And I think that was good for us too, because we would travel for the horse shows too.
Right.
So I got to do something that was important with each of you, but completely different from each other.
Right.
And I think that was really valuable for me as a parent, for sure. Being able to spend really good quality one-on-one time with you in really good learning experience ways too, like not teaching you, but having you learn about business or, you know, what's the value of this how to do a contract or whatever.
Right.
Like it was not something most kids get to do. So it was cool.
It was cool.
Yes. No, I really liked having you do it. I'm pretty sure my friends got sick of me posting on my Facebook like, oh, look at Tori's new video or whatever. Because I was very proud of you, you know? I mean, there was a long time in the beginning where you would say, don't tell anyone I'm doing this.
Yeah.
You know? And then once you were finally okay with, all right, people can know, you know, then I would tell my friends and then they'd be like, oh my gosh, look at Tori doing this stuff.
Tori.
Look at little Tori.
Yeah.
So it was very cute.
Yeah, it was cute. I was looking back on videos the other day and it was just so cute.
When you posted on your Instagram of that one video of you in your pink room.
I know.
Like before your studio existed.
Isn't
like
so cute.
Oh my God, that's a real blast from the past.
I know. So cute. I just want to like hug me. Hug that little version of me. It's
so funny.
She's so cute.
And I don't know when it was. Several months ago, I clicked on one of your older videos and I just didn't even recognize your voice.
Yeah, I used to have such a little high-pitched voice.
Yes, it was this little girl voice.
I know.
I was like, oh, Tori.
It's
You
so
were so
cute.
little.
I know. It was
So
so
funny.
cute. Yep. YouTube saw it all. I had braces. I
yeah.
had like so many different hair colors.
Yep.
It was so cute. It was
It
cute.
was fun. It was a really, really interesting upbringing.
Yeah,
I hope you liked it.
I did. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Thanks for letting me do it.
You're welcome.
And now we have a podcast.
Yeah. Yes, we do. Yeah. Should we put it on TikTok?
Our podcast?
Yeah.
The
Should
whole
we?
thing?
No. Should we post our little snippets on TikTok?
Sure, but it has to be on your TikTok.
Well, we'll have to make our own TikTok.
Okay, can you manage it? I'm like busy.
Yes. Yes. Oh my God.
Okay, you'll do it then.
All right. You have to go. You good? You good?
What do you mean am I good?
You're rushing.
Where am I rushing?
I don't know. You're closing up shop.
Because we're done talking about that. I can open it back up if you
No,
want.
it's okay. I didn't know what time you had to leave.
Whenever we're done. I still have to shower and pack. Like,
Oh, that's right.
I'm
You still
like
got
here
stuff
for a
to
little
do.
while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Frankie, I think you smell a little bit.
You really can't because he just got his little groomer.
No, I think you farted.
Oh. Okay. Can we be done now?
Yeah, you can cut that part out.
I'm not going to.
Yeah. All right. We're done.
Okay, we're done. All right, guys. thank you so much for watching and
fun.
listening. That was fun to reminisce.
Yeah.
Trip down memory lane.
Always.
Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Spotify, rate the show 5 stars, share it with a friend, put it on a story. It really helps share the show. And wherever you want to follow us will be linked below.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.